Welcome to week 7, and so far we have discussed all the important statistical methods which we will need to be used on a research project. And my research project is basically uh, improved wash services, washes, water, and sanitation and hygienes. So these are the services which I'm going to be focus in this research. This is week 7, and we have a few objectives. Basically, we are doing a data analysis, but rerunning the data analysis by using our dependent variables. So that is based on my research question. So as you know, we are working on a Balochistan mixed data. And I'm trying to see whether districts in Balochistan face the most significant barriers to improved wash services. So WASH is basically water, sanitation, and hygiene services, and they are based on the two SDGs indicators 6.1.1 and 6.2.1a. So according to these two SDGs indicator, which is belong to the goal number 6, and I'm going to be combine these two indicators to make my research question, my dependent variable, in other words. So the two variables are source of drinking water WS1 and sanitation facilities types, which is WS11. So these variables were recategorized according to my requirement. So those were access to the improved drinking water sources were got as 1. Those household have access, and those not, we got 0. And thus the way my research question is going to be prepared. So what I did, I put those access to the water sources and sanitation facilities, categorize them, and then put them together, and then make a composite indicator outcome variable, or you can say our dependent variables, where we have one for where the both services, either water or the sanitation, have improved, both have improved services, and then the rest of the cases will be they are not improved. So if you look at these two questions, so the actual dependent variable where we have a 1, and that is the 57.9% of the households in this survey, they have the both improved water sources and improved sanitation facilities. That is my that's my dependent variable, and then the coded as 1. And these three, which is the brown color shaded, so these combinations, either they have, in both cases they have no improved services, or in either they have one improved, one unimproved services, one of the water and sanitation. So these three categories, put them together into a 0, which means not unimproved services. So this is my dependent variable, and this survey is over 20,000 households. I'm going to show you what we have discussed about those research question and the dependent variable, and then how we're going to be run all those step in frequency, cross tabulation, and regression analysis. So let's go and see our dependent variable. This in the frequencies. I have WS11, WS1, and then this is the combined version. Let's see the frequency of that. So in this case, if you see, we have two categories in the first variable of type of the toilet facilities. Then main source of drinking water. We also have two categories. And then as I earlier mentioned, we need to combine these questions together according to the WASH and SDGs criteria. So we combine both where the improved. Either one is both are improved. So this is our dependent variable where we can see the 57.9% in the households where both water and sanitation has improved. category. So that is the main variable we're going to be used, and we need to be use this information to in our results, so we will keep this information as well. So then we need to be running that cross tabulations, and that's where we have our dependent variable here with the both categories, and then we add some bunch of independent variables to see whether they have some association, starting with the wealth, head of the education level of head of the household district. That is the main concern in this case, or the way we are framing that research question. And then gender of the head of the household, area, urban or rural, and this is the one which we have. Um, I think the one is the language, another one is, let's see which is one this, and then we enable the chi-square. That's it, and let's see what result we are getting it. So processing summary, we have the index, and we're looking this chi-square test, and this shows less than 0.05 value means the association between dependent, like improved and unimproved wash facilities versus these categories. And now the second is educational levels, which you can see is also significant. We can also consider this variable as a part of the regression. And the districts in this table is also uh, important. And then we have a gender of the household. Here you see the values 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. So most like there is no association between the gender and the head of the household, gender, and then the improved and unimproved wash facilities. So that's most likely we can drop. And then we have a urban rural, so we can see it's also have a significant impact. And then household rented and owned by the family living there. So this is also significant. We can also consider this variable as a part of. And then the language, which is also significant, but I'm not going to include because there's some categories I either have to regroup them because the numbers are very small. So maybe we can see the Blochi and Blochi, Pashto, and other. So those could be the one of the way we can combine it. But we will take this data and next to the regression analysis. So before going that, I just want to remind you guys, both in case of the select cases, I have already selected the result of the household interview is equal to 1, it means successfully done, and then also have a weight case. So I have those weighted samples, so it means my both conditions are fulfilled. Okay, so next step is a regression, and let's go to the binary logistic regression, and here we need to be set our dependent variable, which is here we have, and then we need to be start doing those variable we need. And first one is the district, and then we go to the wealth index, then we need the area, which is urban rural, defining this one. Then we need what else we were talking about. Okay, so we have education. Yeah, education of the head of the household. So these are the four variables, and the language I'm going to be not going to consider that one. Anything else we have? Age, no. Gender, no. Household rented. So I created this one here, own and rented the households. That's a new variable we have. Okay, so as you remember, we need to be set the categories. So all these variables will go here, and we have household first district, first poor category, and then I think in the two levels, level first lower education, and then one of them is own versus by not own. So all those, and then keep it as a. And anything else, we need a C confidence interval for odd ratios that's we need it. And yeah, we don't need any other plots and those kind of things. So that's it. So this is all we have. Let's go to run this one, and what will happen here. So we have diagnostics, equations, model summary. You see the very nice 50% model predicting, and we have those values as well, all those tables. So this is the one we will need it. Okay, so that's the main steps, and then we will take that data into the Excel, and then we will try to see how to prepare that tables in the next. Um, okay, so one thing which I want to be doing it, I'm removing everything here except the district. I want to be decide which district we need to be keep. So I want to be C row percentage, and here is a percentage. So there are some districts which could be as a reference categories. So the both sanitations here, if you see the percentage of quota, basically, if you see the quota is basically is 95.9% households have the both facilities. So there are one way if we want to be see the total. So total is 57.9. So we need a district which is very close to this value as a reference. So we can see above and below the provincial level total number. So let's go and see which district has a about 97, 98 values, and that's we're going to be used as a reference category. So I'm just looking that. So this district Haran 56.7, which is close, and then Loralai, and yeah, that's I think I will say the Haran district will be the our target. So this is the district, so which is 57.7. So I'm going to be recode this district, and before running that one, let's go to the table and see how this district is defined. Okay, so district. So if you see, Haran is 12. So if we need to be use this one, either we need to make it the number one, we starting with 0 or recode it, or we can use into a last number 33. So that is the number we need to recode. Okay, I'm going to show you how to recode this variable. So go to the transform recode into the same variable. So we have both options to choose to recode into a different variable or into the same. So the variable we want to be do recoding is basically the district level. So here is the district. Okay, and we need to be use, I know the 12 is the Haran district's code, and that's the old value. New value will making a maximum number. I'm putting in the 40 because the last number is 32. I'm adding it, and now we're using all other values. So we don't want to change the other values for the other districts. So we just want to be changing the only one value, that is from 12 to 40. So make it when we run the regression, so we can have the option to choose the last one, the last value, and where the Haran will be our focus one. Okay, so this is the way we will run that command, and then we will record it.